Hello. Hello. I really hope the audio is working properly. Hello, hi. Welcome to Drawing for St.Jude. To put it shortly, I'm going to be reading some of the information. I did note down a few things, just to be extra sure that I'm making my descriptions clear. I don't actually know how this stream is gonna go because it's actually my first time streaming with the current settings, I suppose, like in my current environment. So the bitrate might be kinda spotty, but we'll see how it goes. Without further ado though, I will be reading off some of the information that I've noted down. So, around a few weeks ago, I received an invitation to join this fundraising project for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital in support of children's cancer care and treatment. And I am joining under, I guess, a campaign or like a group sort of, called VTubers For St.Jude. I'm not technically a VTuber, but I am affiliated with them, so thumbs up emoji. If you want to see more information about the campaign, and also just about St. Jude in general, please do see the description. Hi, okay, I'm glad it's working. Thank you so much for letting me know. But yes, please do go check out the links in the description. You can find other creators who are involved in VTubers for St. Jude through the link there, and I know that most of them are doing things on Twitch, but there's a lot of fun stuff going on there, so do be sure to check them out. But yes, without further ado, so let me just do this real quick. Alright, so here's the information for what's going to be going on within this stream, and also the next two that I have scheduled for later this month, which I will elaborate on later. But in short, I will be drawing requests for donations that are over $5 in USD. You can donate by scanning the QR code on the screen right now, or there is a URL that you can copy paste in the description. Unfortunately, you can't really, they're not like, what are they called, like hyperlinks? Because YouTube is doing some funny stuff with, you know, permissions and all that, but you'll have to copy paste it if you want to go from the description. But yes, do note that there are a few rules surrounding the requests. Firstly, just so that I can verify who has made which donation, I do hope that you guys can write down the request that you have in the comment box. If you go to the donation page, there should be a comment box, I think, after you click on the reward that is character sketch. And once you do that, I think it's before the payment page, I think, but there is a box where you can write comments. And I would appreciate it if you could sort of paste a link in there, sort of, to any character references that you want me to use. Also, just to clarify, I do plan on doing monochrome sketch headshots for character illustrations. However, if there are any other, like, there's some kind of other style that you want me to do, so for example, like a chibi character, I'd be happy to do that. Just let me know in your comments. Also, hi Tetsuya, thank you so much for stopping by. But yes, naturally I won't be able to do anything too elaborate, for example, like a fully rendered painting, mostly just because I want to be sure that I get to everyone who has requested through a donation, so do keep that in mind. Additionally, please note that I will not draw NSFW, gore, and other sensitive material, including things like alcohol. If you're not sure, please do feel free to ask in the chat. But if the material that you happen to put in the comment box does happen to be something that either I'm not comfortable drawing or it doesn't abide with the guidelines of the campaign, then I will have to ask you to change your request. So do keep that in mind. Also, regarding what kinds of characters you can request, I am sticking to original characters for the sake of this campaign, mostly because I'm not entirely sure what the guidelines are surrounding copyrighted material and fan art in particular. As much as I would love to draw fan art for you guys, I do think it does feel like a bit of a gray zone. As far as I can tell, there aren't any like clear guidelines regarding that. If anyone does know better, please do let me know. But yes, for at least this stream, I will not be doing fan art. That may or may not change for the next 2 streams. We'll have to see. But yes. Also, regarding the requests through the comment box on Tiltify, please do let me know if there are any issues with pasting links in there. I feel like that may or may not be an issue, but if that is something that comes up, do let me know, and we'll figure out a way around that. But yes, what else? What else did I have to mention? Oh, yes, right. For those who are watching the archive right now, who are not watching live in real time, you're free to donate while I'm not streaming. I will still draw within the next 2 streams. So feel free to donate and request a drawing even while I'm not live. I will leave the archives up, and the drawings will still be delivered. I also will be sending the final files to whatever email that you've put in during donation, so on the Tiltify page. I'll be sending the final files to those email addresses. So do double check that you have the right email address. I'm sorry that this is so wordy, by the way. Do let me know if you need me to repeat anything. But yes. I would also like to note, there are a few terms and conditions from my commissions that apply to the donation reward sketches. So in particular, it's mostly things like I won't allow commercial use of the art. But again, if you're unsure about anything, feel free to let me know. Just like in the chat, or I don't know. If you want to DM me on Twitter and make it something like, if it's more private, feel free to DM me, but let me know in the chat if you've sent something so I don't miss it. All right. Moving on to the next slide. There we go. Check out this graphic design, by the way. Isn't it? I worked hard on this. I was up until some ungodly hour the other night rushing all of this because I've been a bit preoccupied over the past 2 or so weeks, and I couldn't prepare this well enough in advance. So here we are. Is it okay to use for profile pictures / header / schedules? Yes. I would appreciate proper crediting, but that does not count under commercial use for my own purposes, at least. So yes, you're free to do that. Thank you so much for asking. Graphic design looks good, very readable. I'm so glad. Readability was one of my main concerns, honestly, so I'm glad. But yes, these images are posted on my Twitter as well. There's a link to the specific tweet in the description if you want to read over it again. So that's where you can find that. It looks really good. Thank you. Also, hi Sudova. Thank you so much for dropping by. But yes, let us run through this image, shall we? There's a number of things to unpack here. Firstly, there's going to be 3 streams in total. So stream 1 is what's happening right now. I'm not entirely sure how long these will each run for. Mostly it just depends on how many requests I get, and also just how much energy I have while I'm going through them. So yes, we'll have to see how that goes. But stream 2 and stream 3, if I don't get any requests during them, I will still be drawing. Just, if I don't have any requests to work with, I'll just draw my own thing. I mean, if I receive anything, any donations throughout, I'll be working on that instead. So that's how that's gonna work. Yes. But yeah, do double check the time zones. I'm not entirely sure that I got them right. Do let me know if there are any conflicting times on here. But I hope it's okay. But moving on to donation goals. Yes, here's some fun stuff to unpack. So firstly, if we reach, what number is that? I'm squinting too hard. Sorry, the text kind of small is kind of small on my end. 200, right? $200 goal number 1. I will host an art raffle over on Twitter. I haven't done that in a hot while. It's been a while since I last did an art raffle. I am excited if we do manage to reach that. I'm not entirely sure how to do raffles for donors specifically, as much as I would have liked to do that. I am very new to the whole like charity streaming thing. This is my first charity stream. So I do plan on doing that over on Twitter/X instead. So just a heads up. Such a mood I may vanish silently because I've been too tired lately. No worries, I appreciate you stopping by either way. Manifesting decade-old art reveal. Yes, this is what's up next. So goal number 2 we have at $350. A decade-old art reveal. So this is me putting my dark history up on the internet for the public to see. It's public shaming, I fear. I'm not going to elaborate too much on it unless y'all are very, very curious, but I don't know, we'll see. I do realize that these goals are a bit of a stretch, but you know, I guess that's part of the fun of it. So yes, yeah, decade old art reveal, things from, wow, 2014. That's wild to think about, honestly. I have no idea how the art raffle would work with just donors unless you do it in a spreadsheet. Yeah, it's a bit confusing. I think I do know that there are people who do that. I just don't know what the technicalities are. But yeah, I think for our purposes, probably if we do reach our first goal, then I will stick to having just a raffle over on Twitter. So just with like retweets and all that. So it's open to everyone. Yeah. All right, but yes, moving on. The final goal number 3, we have at $500, which is also the ultimate goal for the series of charity streams. We have a 24-hour stream. I've been thinking about doing this for a while. I feel like a good chunk of it would honestly just be art, but also there would probably be streaming and collab parts. I don't know if I could get through 24 hours on my own. I need the moral support of my friends. So it'd probably be a series of different things. I'm just jammed into like a 24-hour stream. But yeah, I mean, if we do reach that, we could maybe have chat decide what we could do with those 24 hours. We'll see. But yes, I hope you guys don't mind if I explain this in Japanese just in case. But yes, it might take a bit of time, but do bear with me. Alright, give me just a second. はい、一応日本語でも説明しますね。はい、そうですね。なんでしょう、動画のタイトルにちょっと英語だけって書いてしまいましたけど、まあ一応日本からも、寄付ができるみたいなので、一応説明しときますね。この度、チャリティー企画、に参加させていただくことになりました。VTubers For St.Jude というグループと一緒に、セントジュード小児研究病院という、子どもの、がんの治療や研究をしている病院のために、寄付金を募っております。ちなみに英語にはなりますが、概要欄には、詳しい情報が書かれているページへ飛べるリンクがありますので、ぜひ見てみてください。で、具体的に私が、やる企画の内容を説明すると、アメリカンドルの、5ドル以上寄付すると、私からのイラストがもらえます。落書き程度ではあるけど、はい。画面上の今映ってる QR コード、または、概要欄の、リンクからページに飛び、で、寄付するときにページ上のコメント欄に、私に書いてほしい内容とかキャラとか、を書いてください。こちらはですね、ちょっと画像へのリンクとかがあると助かります。はい。で、そうですね。ちょっと待ってくださいね。はいはい。こちらですね、今月中に、チャリティ配信が、総計で3つが行われますが、左側のこちらですね、はい、3つの、日付というかなというか、こちらですね。はい。で、右側は、なんでしょう、目標というか、そうですね、まず、1つ目ですね、200ドルに いけたら、ツイッター上で、イラストのプレゼント企画が行います。ふう2つ目。10年前の絵を見せちゃいます。300、500ドルいっちゃいますと、もう10年前の黒歴史を晒しちゃいます。はい。で、3つ目ですね。24配信企画ですね。具体的な内容はちょっと考えてないのですが、視聴者さんみんなと一緒に考えるのもありなんじゃないかと思っております。自分でね、絵描いたり歌ったりするとは思いますが、友達との、ゲームとかの企画も入ると思いますんで、それは、なんでしょう。目標は、に行けたら、また考えましょうということで。はい。以上となりますね。ちなみになんですが、ちょっとさっきの、ちょっと待ってくださいね。さっきのこれなんですが、英語でも書かれておりますが、ちょっと、サクッと日本語で説明すると書けない内容があるんです。はい。リクエスト内で、ちょっとセンシティブな内容は入らないようにしてくださると助かります。それと、二次創作はちょっとって感じですかね。ちょっとグレーゾーンみたいな感じかな。ちょっとあんまりわからないので、少なくとも今日の配信は、オリジナルキャラクターしか書くつもりはないのですが、これは後から変わる可能性も全然あるんで、はい。また、その場合はまた、お知らせします。はい。alright. Let's go back to English. Sorry, let me drink some water. um, hold on. Alright, there we go. Um, I'm actually really nervous. I'm so nervous. It's been a while since I've done a solo stream where most of it's just talking. The thing with doing something like a karaoke stream is that it's a lot more fixed. I think if I run out of things to talk about, I can just sing a song. So I'm kind of nervous today, but I hope things go well. 24 hours of Overcooked would drive me insane, I think. But yes, without further ado, let us give me just 1 second. All right, there we go. I hope you guys can see that. It is a bit laggy on my end for someone who's gonna be drawing on a canvas with a laptop that's nearly a decade old. I'm so sorry, laptop. I love you. But hopefully things go okay. The last time I tried this, it was like not entirely undoable. So we'll see how that goes for us. It's really relaxing when hearing you talk. Oh, I'm glad. Thank you so much. I do feel like I'm talking a bit fast because I'm nervous. So again, let me know if I'm tripping over my words or something, or if anything's unclear. So, yeah. Anyway, let's see. So you can see on the screen, there is a little widget bar that kind of shows the last few donations. We've already had 2 donations so far. Thank you guys so much. Firstly, we have a request from Emma Shura, my friend, yes, fellow cat. They requested their persona, or I guess main OC. So we will be working on that first, I think. Do give me just a second though. I will need to pull up the reference. Rip laptop drawing with lag is an experience. It definitely is. I think a lot about that one time I tried to draw with my laptop connected to a monitor. And it went really bad. Like my strokes, I don't know how to explain it, but it would take like a solid 2 seconds for every single stroke to load. And like the cursor would just kind of bounce around. Sometimes it was pretty bad. I'm drawing in the background too, Gamba. Oh, thank you so much. Good luck on drawing too. It's like a big work call, I think. Let's see. All right, let me pull up a reference on my phone actually. I am a bit reluctant to be using references just like showing them on the screen because I don't want to be using other people's art, or I guess like showing it without proper permission. So unfortunately, you guys won't be able to see. But we'll see how that goes for me. Oh, okay, we're fine. Ba, 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 ba. All right, there we go. Also, I'm sorry if I do happen to miss any comments in the chat. I feel like I do tend to do that when I'm preoccupied with drawing, but feel free to spam me or something if so needed. Oh, hold on, I accidentally changed the screen ratio. Oh dear. Hold on. Fun story. I had to restart my laptop a solid 1 minute before the stream started. Because for some reason my tablet just kind of stopped working. Which is why I was a few minutes late, but we're safe for now. We're good. You're okay to use my streams, my references on stream, by the way. Oh, okay, that's good to know. Thank you so much. In case they vanish by the time you get to mine. Right. Thank you so much. That's good to know. All right, I will keep that in mind. All right. Amazon. Oh. Yes, my fellow cat. I recently played Call of Cthulhu for the first time. It's a tabletop RPG for those who don't know. And it's because Amazon they offered to host as like the keeper, which is kind of like the game master for me. I had the time of my life, honestly. I've been having my eyes on Call of Cthulhu for like a while now, and so I'm like really glad that I finally got the opportunity to do it as a player. I don't know, it's like I've only had so much tabletop RPG experience in my life, which is exactly 2.5 sessions if we include the Call of Cthulhu one. Those being so there was one that I played. I don't remember the game, but it was about a heist. I had a really good time there. The second one, it was me trying to host a game of Call of Cthulhu myself. Because I was just super intrigued by it. And this is a very long face. Hold on. And as much as I wanted to play as like a player, I think like what even was the situation? I think what I did was I just got my friends together and I just tried to run the game as someone who like barely knew it. Um, but that we didn't end up finishing that session, which is kind of a shame. Oh, I heard you talk about it too. I've always wanted to try it. Yeah, it's super fun. I don't know how much like what's it? Um, how much you have played tabletop RPGs, but it really is funny when you kind of just like I think it's the fact that there's like less solid rules around what you can and can't do, which makes it really fun compared to like say just a video game RPG. Also, why am I trying to draw human ears? Hold on. This is a fellow cat I'm working with here. Hold on. Oh, it's the thing where I suddenly can't draw because I'm on stream. I'll have to get used to this. I have to stream myself drawing more. But yes, the Call of Cthulhu session that I tried to host, we ended up just never finishing that. So that's where the 0.5 comes from. But I finally managed to get my full session as a player, and it was very, very fun. None, but I've watched a few videos of other people playing it before. Yeah, that was about the level of experience I had too. It's kind of funny because how I actually got to know Call of Cthulhu was these videos on Nico Nico Doga, where it was like basically like a made up situation where they get like characters, like existing characters from existing franchises to play Call of Cthulhu. It's really funny. Highly recommend. It's a really strange culture. I don't think I've seen anyone do that with like say Dungeons and Dragons. It does seem to be like a thing over there though on the Japanese side. So But yeah, that's a fun thing. Um, but yeah, like baby's first Call of Cthulhu experience. I think one of my favorite moments was we were reaching the climax of the story, and I was kind of panicking about what to do because I didn't really know what my options were. I couldn't like just because of like the situation, I couldn't exactly run away. Like I couldn't try to escape. It was just physically impossible. And so what I did was I asked Emma-san, the keeper, hey, can I run upstairs for a bit? And they seemed a bit confused by it, but they were like, I guess sure, which was kind of funny. But I ran upstairs, and then I realized there wasn't anything I could do upstairs, and so I just went back down. um but yeah, if I say any more, it might spoil it for people who might play in the future, so I won't elaborate on it. But that was personally one of my favorite moments. Also just the fact that I was playing in Japanese, which is like wild, you know. Like it was definitely like a bit of a hurdle for me, but I had a good time, honestly. There was this part where I had to convince another character of something, and it's like, oh no, my language skills are like genuinely being tested here. And Masan had to kind of like prompt me to say something that kind of made sense in the story, which is really funny. Like I was audibly struggling. I was saying things like, "Oh God, what do I say here?" Truly the tabletop RPG experience. I want to go up there. Okay, you go up there. Can I do anything? No, I go back down. Yeah, that's exactly how it is. There was this shelf that I kept trying to investigate. Ultimately, I needed Enma-san to explicitly tell me that there wasn't anything there. Which is really funny because like I was using like whatever like baby bits of knowledge that I'd gathered from the videos I'd watch, right? Like from my experience, if there's a shelf in Call of Cthulhu, there's probably something on there. In my experience, quote unquote. But you know. um but yeah, overall 10 out of 10 would recommend. Shout out tabletop RPGs. Um, it is a bit unfortunate that oftentimes it's something you have to work around in terms of scheduling and time zones. But I do definitely want to try it again. Um, the the Disco Elysium got to you. The shelf. Oh dear. The things I know about how to play Call of Cthulhu are if there's a shelf, there's probably something on it. And if there is something that you can choose to read or not read, probably don't read it because it might cost your sanity. That's all I know. I could be very wrong. That's just what I've gathered from what little I've watched. Um, I also did take physical damage, which is surprising. I didn't expect there to be any physical combat, but here we are, I guess. All right. I do apologize in advance, by the way, if I stop talking as much. That does tend to happen when I'm focused on drawing. But we'll see how far I get. Agree. Call of Cthulhu is free paranoia the experience. Yeah, for real. I think mostly okay, what happened was that I was super hesitant to do a lot of stuff, but like, you gotta do stuff to make the story go on. And so what it ended up being like was like my character would just end up like panicking for a solid 10 minutes before making a decision super irrationally. And it's like, what does this guy want to do? Now reviving. Take your time and focus on the art. Thank you so much. I was thinking that I want to do art streams more often. I think one of the main things stopping me is just the fact that my laptop, I'm a bit worried for its health. It is a very, very old laptop. And every time I stream, I feel like I'm treating it just a bit too badly. So and the thing is that I do have like another newer laptop, but I can't get used to it. I haven't even properly installed Clip Studio on it. And honestly, part of it is just that like I can't. I've been procrastinating on moving all of my files and settings and all of that over. So I only really use the other laptop for running things that this laptop just physically can't. So specifically, several like games, and also video editing. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I just plan on using this current laptop for as long as I possibly can, to be fair. Um, I am very emotionally attached to it considering that it is nearly a decade old. Is it a decade old? No, 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 no. It's 1 year away from being a decade old. Dear God. That's you. I am so sorry that I've been treating you so badly, laptop. Thank you for sticking with me for this long. Um, there was a time where I did have to change up the battery, because I don't know if you guys have ever run into this problem before, but my battery was so screwed that the trackpad, this is a Mac by the way, but the trackpad, it kind of like stopped working. Like I could still move the cursor, but I couldn't click. And as it turns out, it was the battery underneath. It kind of like, what's the word? Fukuramu, puffed up, I guess. It puffed up and pushed against. So like this is the trackpad, right? And the battery is like underneath here, and it was like puffing up, so it was pushing up against the trackpad. And that was making it like having difficulties clicking. Um, so yeah, I had to go get that switched. But it's all chill now, I think. Me and my beloved tech, I'll hold you even as it fits in front of me. My monitor and it's flickering. Yeah, that's so real. No, I still have my iPhone 6s with me. Unfortunately, I did stop using it as my main phone around, I think I'd say maybe 1.5, 2 years ago ish. And it's mainly just because like it's so old that the iOS won't let me update the apps to a functional version. Literally when I try to open Twitter, I can't open any tweets. It shows some error saying that like, oh, this tweet doesn't exist or something. Like I can look on my timeline, I think if I remember correctly, just not do anything on it, which is unfortunate. Um I think I can still use Safari on it, but it takes like a solid 3 seconds for anything I type to show up. So yeah, it is a very, very old phone. I am very sad about it just not being exactly functional anymore. Because again, I am emotionally attached to it, but it is what it is. Um, the thing with my newer phone is like I don't hate it, but it's big and it kind of feels like it's worse on my wrists a bit. I don't know why it's so heavy. Like maybe my wrists are just weak. I'm not entirely sure. Um, but yeah. There are things that I very much like about the older iPhones, I think, compared to the newer ones. Um I still like the button. I like the button. I very much prefer the fingerprint touch ID, I think it was called, over like the facial recognition thing. Um, that said though, my the button on my iPhone 6s did break at some point. It just stopped responding, which is unfortunate. I think it might be because I accidentally got water on the button at some point. Um, because it was raining, I think if I remember correctly. But yeah. Oh well. It is still functional though. I use it for like basic things, like I don't know, say for example I just happen to need like to use a different SIM card. Sometimes I'll just like have a different one in there from like my regular phone number. Um and also most of my plant photos are in there actually. I did back them up just in case it does decide to die on me at some point. Um but yeah. Yippee. All right, how is this coming together? Frankly, I feel like my art style has been very unstable lately, if that makes sense. I was in a call with a friend the other day actually, and they were commenting about how my art style seems to have changed over the past year or so. Um, which I don't think is exactly a conscious choice on my end, but I think just like with all of the different elements I've taken into my art style, that's just the result of it, which I'm not mad about, by the way. I think I like the direction that it's going. Um, but yeah, it really is interesting how naturally sometimes art styles evolve, even without like conscious effort to change it, if that makes sense. Um, but yeah, what was I talking about? I was talking about something else for a moment and then I forgot. Oh well, we'll see. But yeah, cat ears, cat ears. Oh wait, speaking of which though, can I show you guys the like the art that I made for the thumbnail for the stream? It was one of the things I was rushing the other night trying to get done, but we have a new illustration. Yippee. For a while, I wanted to have something of me like drawing because it's just easier to use in thumbnails. But I finally have one now. I finally got to drawing it. I'm just gonna highlight a few of the details that I like. Personally, I like how I colored the eyes here. Um, in particular, this like little orange highlight thing, um, like on the circumference, I guess, of the highlight. Um, I just shout out blue and orange. Gotta be one of my favorite color combinations. um, and also like the way like the hair here interacts is one of the points that I paid attention to. It looks really good. Thank you, Shiruva. What else? Oh, yes. The ears. Please look at the ears. I think it doesn't look as nice close up, I think, but I do like how I managed to texture the ear fluff. Um, I think the thing with ear fluff is that it's definitely one of the things I like a lot about animal ears, but I'm not exactly great at rendering them. When it's painting, it's a bit better, but if I have to somehow express it with lines, I do feel like I have a bit of a more difficult time with them. But yeah, yippee, new Tsuta illustration just dropped. No, you don't see the 3,000 layers here. It's actually not as bad as my usual layering. Thanks to the magic of glazing and color correction. But yes, anyway, hopefully I'll have more. What's it? I think it looks real good. Thank you, Tetsuya. Um, what was I saying? Oh, right. Hopefully, this will encourage me to do more art streams. Now that I don't have to think as hard about the thumbnail and all that anymore. We'll see where that takes us. But yeah. All right. Anyway, something feels slightly wrong with this. Ah, it's the ear. Okay. The thing where something feels wrong and you don't really know what it is until you flip the canvas. I do feel like I'm a bit picky about how I draw cat ears. I am very adamant about not having four ears on my fellow cat people. So what I do, right, is I think I've explained this before, but like the ear connects all the way down to the side of the head, and this is where the ear canal is. Um, so and then but like I also really want to emphasize like the planes sort of the ears to give it that sort of sense of dimension. Um, so in the end, I just end up kind of struggling. Honestly, it does end up being trial and error half the time, but it is what it is. This ear feels very tall. All right. Well, liquefy tool, my savior. Oh, speaking of the wonders of digital art though, I've actually been dabbling a bit more in traditional art, more than I usually do, at least. It's been a really good experience for me, I think. I've been especially playing around with painting plein air. So like going out into an environment and just like drawing the environment, or like drawing the subject matter that's there. It's not exactly painting. I haven't quite managed to jump through that hurdle yet, of getting to painting. So I've just been sticking with my liners, my markers, the stuff that's slightly less high of a stake, if that makes sense. Um, I do ultimately want to learn how to paint traditionally better, though, considering that I have so much of a better time painting digitally than lining. Um, but yeah, like sketching in nature, man, gotta be one of the experiences ever. I would definitely recommend for any artists out there. I think just the so I've been intentionally drawing in like a small sketchbook, not like teeny tiny, but like relatively small. I've been intentionally drawing in a small sketchbook, and I think that's kind of helped me with just like indulging myself in the process rather than worrying about the quality of the like product, if that makes sense. Um, it's definitely a good experience for just kind of remembering the essence of art, I think. Um, I don't think I've actually posted the sketches anywhere on Twitter, at least. Something different about drawing on a sketchbook. Yeah, for real. What I've noticed about trying to make myself draw is that like oftentimes if I build it up to be too big of an event, it just stops me from wanting to draw entirely. And so what I do is I just have to get myself like a cheap sketchbook or something, or like subject matter that isn't something like, whoa, I have to make this a huge significant art piece for my life. It just has to be something small, I think, for you to truly enjoy the process sometimes. I find that it's refreshing to draw with a pen too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Things that you can't erase. Really just, something, something, work around the mistakes, trust the process. Ultimately, I think I don't hate any of the results of what I've drawn actually so far traditionally. Like, there are definitely mistakes that bother me, but it's like there aren't things where, like, the art block thing where sometimes you'll look at a piece of artwork that you make and it's like, oh God, like, why did I create this with my own two hands? It's like I swear it wasn't like this before. Sometimes it does feel like that, unfortunately, but I think at least so far I haven't had a terrible plein air experience quite yet. um, all right. This is a very unique hairstyle. I really like it. Um, I have to like figure out how to capture its essence well, though, I think, which I'm not exactly. Well, it's going somewhere. We'll see. We'll see. Ba 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 ba. But yeah, oh man, art though. I recently went to this art market, which is really nice. I think art markets might honestly just be like one of the things I enjoy the most. Um, like there are definitely markets that I've like traveled quite a distance to go to. I just think it's really nice to kind of feel that connection with like a local artist community. It makes the experience of being an artist feel a lot more tangible, if that makes sense. I don't really know how to put it into words very well, but I think feeling connected to a community that values creation in a similar way that you do is pretty central to my experience of art, at least. Or at least it makes it feel sort of more comforting. But yeah, I don't know. For those who have never been to an art market, I would highly, highly recommend it. Um, the thing is that with art markets, I do tend to spend quite a bit of money on them, just because like it's so much easier for me to like spend money knowing that it's supporting a fellow artist compared to say like a corporation or something that doesn't exactly respect the craft. So yeah, I don't know. Just the idea that you can directly support someone who creates is really nice to me personally. Something really cool about seeing other local artists and you're reminded you're not alone. Yeah, exactly. It does feel very lonely sometimes, I think. Trying to navigate creation on your own, especially in a society. We do live in a society. um, Me going to the recent con and blowing all my cash on Blade Bridge. Oh, that's so real. I just think there's like a beauty in knowing that there's like a mutual reciprocation, I think, of like you get to support the artists financially by like buying their stuff and also just like you not only get the product but you also kind of get the emotional connection there. It's a very emotionally significant experience for me every time, I think. Like every time I go to an art market, there's always something that touches me on a deeper level, and I can really appreciate that. Sorry, give me just a second. I need to drink water. Oh, hold on. I just noticed that we received a donation. Hold on. I'm so sorry. I don't exactly know how what are they called? Not the jingles. There's a thing that a lot of people do on Twitch where there's like a notification that comes in. I didn't really know how to set it up, so I didn't do it this time. But thank you so much, Shiruva, for donating. Um yes, do let me know when you send the references. Let me know where you send them, I think is a better way to phrase it. But thank you so much. I'm not entirely sure if I can get to your request within this stream. I'll try my best, but we'll see. Ah, yes, alerts. That's the word. Thank you. Guy who clearly is not um, actually that familiar with the streaming community. Yeah, I don't really know how alerts work. So we'll have to see if that's something we can work around. I don't exactly know if that's a thing on YouTube either. Unfortunately, I'm not actually well versed enough within like the specifics of like the streaming end of the community. Yeah, so we'll have to see. Um, Support. I sent it on Discord. Gotcha. Thank you so much for letting me know. I will hopefully get to that soon. Um, but yes. Ba, ba, ba. All right. This is starting to come together, I think. Most of the art that I do for these will just be pencil style sketches, like kind of like how this is looking so far. Like very textured, rough in a number of ways. I do hope that's okay. I think it's one of the more feasible ways for me to get through like a good number of requests without burning myself out in the process. So I do hope that's okay. I have also been honestly just not managing to draw a lot lately, which is unfortunate. I've been making an effort to improve that, and this is part of that. But I do apologize if my process is a bit slow or if my work ends up being a bit rougher than how I'd like it to be. Um, but yeah. Yeah, no problem. You can draw at any time. I don't mind waiting. Gotcha. Thank you so much for letting me know. Um, yeah, I'm just kind of. I don't exactly know how many donations I should be anticipating, especially considering that I just haven't been active with streaming at all as of the past year or so. Um, I I was honestly kind of surprised. So when I got invited to join this charity project, it was like a direct invitation from someone I was acquainted with. And I was pretty surprised because I didn't really think of myself as much of a streamer at all, and this is very much like a streaming based project, if that makes sense. So yeah, but it was like a pleasant surprise, you know? It's like, oh yeah, okay, this is one way for me to like kind of not rehabilitate, but like get myself back into the pace sort of like creating and like doing stuff online actively, you know? That said, in terms of online activities, I do have two covers in the works right now. I'm not entirely sure when they will be out. I'm hoping within this year, but we'll have to see how that goes. So yeah. If we do manage to get two covers out within the year, I'd honestly be happy with that, because I think for the past like 3 or so years, I've only ever managed to get like one solo cover out per year at most. So two covers would be an improvement. The bar is a bit low, I will say that, but we got to start somewhere, you know. I don't know why I started hatching the hair. I should be doing that later once I've got the details down more. Oh well. I really like this design though. It's very kitty cat. um oh dear. Okay, I have to think about how to render the fluff now. Gotta go soon, but good luck with the charity stream. Thank you so much for dropping by. I hope you have a good rest if that's what you have to go for. Um, but yeah, wahoo. Um, the lag, honestly, on the canvas right now isn't as bad as I thought it would be. It could be a lot worse right now. I think I've experienced worse. um, oh dear. Uh, okay. Oh, that's that. I wonder I wonder if people still talk about like the cat 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 people 4 ears issue thing. It's not really an issue, it's a non-issue. It's more like it's just a funny topic that I do happen to see floating around on social media every once in a while. I feel like I haven't been seeing it lately though, which is why I'm curious. It's like those posts where it's like, if a what was it? Like if a dog wore a pair of jeans, would it wear it like this or this? Um I was thinking about headphones the other day while I was in call. Um I don't really know what the solution is, honestly, because okay, you have a cat person, right? This is a cat person. Like, would they just have headphones that like cover their entire ears, like they're connected like this or something? Like, I'm not entirely sure. Although I guess like, well, if they really wanted to, I guess they could like just. But then like I don't know, the ear is like kind of here. Like yeah, the ear canal connects down here, but like, I don't know. The technicalities. We have the power of anime, I guess. um. All right. Ba-ba-ba. Let's see. Am I getting the hairstyle right? I really hope I am. Uh, all right, that's something. Oh yeah, I forgot the fluff here. Hold on. Shout out hatching. Gotta be one of the lining techniques ever. Hatching, for me at least, is like how to do fake line art for people who don't want to do line art. um, I think I've realized something, and that is that one of the reasons why I end up being unhappy with artwork that feels unfinished to me is because I forget that I can just paint things. And then I'm like, oh, but if it's just rough work, then I'll just stick to lining. But then I like forget that lining is actually like worse for how my brain likes to work with the process. Yeah, I've been thinking like I should just like get into the painting more lately. Um that's what I did for the illustration for the thumbnail actually. I In the beginning I was like, "Oh yeah, I just need something quick to work with. I'll just like do like a quick sketched like line thing." But then I realized that that would probably discourage me from finishing it entirely, so I just made a whole like painted headshot. uh Oh, I do apologize if you can hear the laptop fan whirring in the background, by the way. It's trying its best. I'm really sorry, laptop, for putting you through this. It's for a good cause, I swear. Oh, that's not how folds work. Hmm. Uh, that's not. The thing with folds is that sometimes I just have to like trial and error it until it kind of looks sort of like cloth. um, it is what it is, I fear. Um, I am actually a bit lost on like how well I managed to schedule like around time zones this time around. Um, because I know for since this is like an English based stream, I do know that it is like early in the morning for a lot of people in like North America and all that. Just time zone wise. So, I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna work out. It shouldn't be too much of an issue considering that, you can donate outside of when I'm streaming, but I do know that there are probably people who are interested in seeing their request drawn live, so it would be a bit unfortunate if they didn't have the opportunity to do that. Uh, all right. I do think that drawing traditionally lately has helped me with like the issue that I've had for so long of like ending up focusing on minute details that end up ultimately not changing much at all. Um, like I think I've gotten better at just accepting flaws as they are and trying to work with them instead of like trying to fix them repeatedly. Um, I don't know if that shows at all in my process, honestly. But I think it's very much like a how you frame it mentally kind of thing. Um, and like the thing with creating anything in general really is just that like I feel like it's so important to put how you process the process yourself, you know what I mean? Um, where it's like, yeah, ultimately a lot of it does come down to like the quality of the results you can produce and all, but oftentimes there are keys to drawing, for example, that aren't exactly based in a specific technique, but rather how you frame the process in your mind. Does that make any sense? Am I just saying words? Like, for me, one thing I realized was with drawing faces, especially. This is getting into like psychology, like territory, I think, but like really focusing on the gestalt is so important. Figuring out like how each element on the face, so like I don't know, like the eyes, right? How each element of the face relates to each other. You really have to just like get your brain out of focusing on the individual details, you know? Like just really looking at it while not looking at it, if that makes sense. You really have to just sometimes I think what helps is using a big fluffy brush to just like block in the shadows or something. Like that's definitely something that helps me personally because then like you physically can't focus on the small details, you know. Um but yeah, I think that necessarily not sorry, that isn't necessarily like a technique. It's really about how you frame the process in your mind, and I think that changes a lot for me sometimes. Me suffering right now trying to figure out my style after I got CSP and all the brushes changed my style. What the heckles? Indeed. That's so real actually. Your art style changing along with the brush you use. God, yeah. I think this brush that I'm using right now, I've been using it for like the past 3 years or something, and it's like a defining feature of my style at this point. And if you watch me try to draw on, like, say for example, what was it called, Magma now, the group draw website, like because well up until recently at least, they didn't have like textured brushes like this, and so my art style would just look really different every time I drew something on there. And it's kind of wild to think about, honestly, because it's like, whoa, is my art style really just defined by a brush? Which isn't necessarily true, I think, but I think what it is that the different things that, or how should I put this? The different techniques that the qualities of each brush kind of guide you into doing ultimately changes how you go about your process and thus how the end result looks. I will say that a lot of people I see them talk about how like, oh, their art style is really inconsistent or something, but if I look at the pieces that they present as an example of their art style being inconsistent, it's like I can still see like their personality within those pieces. Like it's still very clearly definitively their work. And I think it's one of those things where like you yourself probably can't perceive it as well, and you just really need another perspective to be properly objective about it. Um but yeah, I've honestly stopped thinking so much about like art style, I think. Up until maybe just a year or two ago, I was very focused on, not focused, but I put quite a bit of emphasis, I suppose, in my mind about trying to like, you know, diverge from the quote unquote anime art style. But then I realized that that just builds more of a hurdle in my brain for drawing what I think is ideal. And that just stopped me from wanting to draw a lot of the time, or at least stopped me from enjoying the process as much. And I was like, is it even worth it to sacrifice my own enjoyment of the process for this like made up arbitrary social norm, you know? It's like, what, like, I don't think it's worth it if it's going to discourage me from making something. And so I think I've been leaning more into just like being okay with like results of my process that ultimately end up looking like, again, a quote unquote anime art style. um I'm just slapping my stylus on my tablet and going, there it is, a drawing. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes that's just how it has to be, honestly. um yeah. You know, trust the process, as they say. I wonder where that saying came from. I I heard it from an art teacher personally, but I feel like I've been seeing it around a lot lately, and I'm not entirely sure what the origins of it are. Um, oh, that's a weird strand. How's that? I'm not entirely sure if I got the hairstyle right. I do apologize in advance if I didn't. Hold up. Man, shout out hatching for real. All right. And now on to the face, which I've been procrastinating on. Hold up. Wait, let me duplicate this first. Let's see, what do your eyes look like? Tsurime? I think that's how it is. Okay. Sorry, let me drink a bit more water. All right. I'm so dehydrated, it's unbelievable. My hands got so dry as of late. And I don't think it's entirely because of dehydration. I think okay, I know why. It's because I've been washing my hands with dishwashing solution because I've been too lazy to get proper hand soap. But they're so dry that they just like peel and it's terrible. I've been like using lotion and hand cream sort of lately. To like try and make it better, but I think a part of it is also just the fact that I keep forgetting to drink water. I'm just drawing along right now too, so I'm relatively quiet. Yeah, no, that's perfectly fine. This is just my ramblings. It's just a chill space. I did feel a bit bad that I didn't have anything more exciting, sort of, or like more engaging, to offer for this like charity project. But like due to scheduling conflicts, there were a lot of cool collabs that some of the other creators were hosting. I know that there was an Among Us collab. I don't know if it's passed already, but yeah, it was something I was interested in, but I just couldn't work around it into my schedule, which is a bit unfortunate. But yeah, it is what it is. I do hope that like, you know, even if it's just like a little bit, that like my contribution is at least worth something. This ear is bothering me a lot. I think I've been fixing it a bit too much. It might be the other ear that's the issue actually, now that I'm looking at it. Give me 1 second. Sometimes you just gotta erase it and hope it fixes the silhouette. Let's see. That's something. Oh, I've zoomed in too far. That is an issue. Realize that zooming in is also terrible for my art process, so I'm trying not to do that too much. I think it's looking really good so far, though. Ah, thank you. I'm glad. I'm not entirely mad at it, I think. I really love your pencil style. It makes me think of homie vibes. Ah, that's kind of the vibe that I want to get across in a lot of my drawings, so I'm really happy to hear that. Thank you so much. Yeah, I just really like art styles that kind of feel like cozy and warm. I really like especially art styles that kind of make characters look a bit squishy. I do wish I were a bit better at that. I've been trying to sort of lean into that a bit, but we'll see where that takes me. I'm a sucker for sketchy styles. Yeah, honestly, same here. The thing is, it's very self-contradictory because I really, really love sketchy and painterly styles. Um, and like that's kind of what I want to go for too, but the way my brain works with its perfectionism is that a lot of the time, ultimately, I end up focusing on like rendering super small details, and I'm not even happy with the result in the end. Um, which is why I'm so kind of insistent on trying to like stop caring so much about the details of the process, if that makes sense. Um, but yeah, I think I'm making slow but steady progress. If you look back on some of my older art streams, I think I also comment on this quite a bit, where it's like, oh, this is one of my biggest issues with drawing, where I focus on so many small details. Um, and I think I've gotten past that to some extent, maybe. Definitely drawing traditionally a bit more has helped me with that. But I think a lot of it is just like there's some kind of mental switch that you have to switch. Like, yeah, you can take advice and be that, and just be like, oh, okay, just stop caring so much about XYZ within your process. But it's a bit more difficult to like do than just say. Or like even if you know it objectively, it's like difficult to actually, what's the word called? Proceed with it? No. Well, sure, that's one way to put it. Proceed with it sometimes. I'm actually using a pencil brush right now in CSP, and I love it so much. God, I really love when you like manage to find a brush that really resonates with your style. It's such a magical experience to me sometimes. Where it's just like, oh yeah, this is like exactly the vibe that I wanted. Um, what's really unfortunate about some brushes is that like aesthetically, yes, they are what you want to achieve, or like at least something like that assists in the process of doing that. But like they just don't work with your like process, or it's like a lot of the times it's how they interact with pen pressure, or like you know how some brushes in CSP have like they vary with tilting? Yeah. Um because I don't hold my pens properly. And so especially the brushes with tilt, they tend to be very difficult for me to control sometimes. Um hold on, sorry. Something feels a bit wrong here. Is that marginally better? I sure hope so. Hold on. I did realize though that it's been like a while since the last time I streamed and like properly talked, I guess. The thing with karaoke streams is just that like yes, I do talk like in between each song, but there's only like so much time I spend talking, and it ends up being like I don't know, when it's been so long since my last proper solo stream, it feels like I haven't been able to catch up with everyone properly. And there's so many interesting things that happen while I'm gone that I just can't retain in my memory for long enough to talk about everything on stream, I think. Um, and I'm hoping that I'll like remember bits and pieces to share with everyone um, as I go, but we'll see where that takes us. Let's see. How are the eyes? Oh, this is such a cute character. Absolute cat. uh oh. Oh, we're past 1 hour on the stream. Oh wow, wait, that's so quick. Hold on, let me bump up the stream on Twitter, actually. Alright, there we go. Um sorry, just a bit more water. All right, there we go. Let's see. Yes, the thing where you look away from your drawing for a bit and suddenly you look back and something is very visibly wrong. How's that? I don't know why it's so tilted. Give me a second. There we go. I know the ear is bothering me again. Oh dear. I think a lot about, there was this one thing that says like a well-drawn hand looks right from every angle, or like no matter how you turn the canvas or something like that. It kind of stuck with me because that applies to a lot of things, I think. There are some drawings where, say for example, you have a character who's like composition wise, like, you know, they're like this is a terrible stick figure, but like, you know, they're like upside down, right? And like the face looks all good and well, but sometimes you like turn the canvas like this or something, and then suddenly you realize how deeply messed up like the face is. Not deeply messed up, but like, you know, you kind of see the flaws more clearly, sort of. um this is again a psychology thing where it's like facial recognition. There's a lot to talk about there. But I do think it's a bit funny that it applies to like a lot of things outside of hands. I don't really remember where I saw that. It might have been like a Twitter post or something. uh oh dear. Oh no, symmetry. The curse of symmetry. Hold on, let me. Their eyebrows are thin. Hold on. You just God, I love this part of drawing eyes where you draw the pupils and it just kind of brings it to life. Something something, how the eyes are the windows to the soul, or however the saying goes. I don't really remember exactly. Pretty. Thank you so much. Hmm. How can I make this more cat? Hmm. How is that? Much to think about. Let me think. Much to think about indeed. Oh, oh, wrong there. Hmm. Much to think about. um, no, that's a terrible decision. Um, okay, let's zoom in a bit. Maybe that'll help. Um, oh, wrong layer. Um, no, no. Recently, I've like kind of decided that I should use mesh transformation less because it really screws with my process. I was very heavily reliant on it, and I think that should be changed. Oh, hold on. There's a better way to go about this, I think. Something like that. Maybe. Eh, that's good enough, I think. Um, although, eh, something like that. Maybe. Marginally better? I think so. As much as I love this pencil brush, sometimes if you zoom in too far, the cursor just kind of disappears and it's a bit difficult to use. Like, it doesn't disappear, it's just so small of a dot they can't see it. So it is one unfortunate part of this brush, as much as I love it. Understandable, indeed. The shading on it is so nice. Thank you. I'm so glad. My hatching skills are unmatched. It's just because I can't line. I think I've mentioned this before, but I only hatch because it makes it easier for me to think of like planes in terms of shadows. So whenever I'm not really sure what to do about the lines, I just kind of hatch and hope that it creates some illusion of depth, enough for it to look mildly convincing. I think that's kind of one of the main goals in a lot of stylization, though, where it's you just gotta make things look convincing enough for the viewer, you know what I mean? Especially with things like utilizing negative space and all that, you really just kind of have to figure out like how to use the negative space so that the viewer's brain fills the rest of it in. It looks great though. Thank you. I'm glad. Let me save the file before I forget actually. Okay, there we go. All right. I'll just clean up some of the under sketch and then this should be about done. This is probably around the pace that the rest of the sketches will go at as well, unless I suddenly get like a surprising influx. Oh wait, sorry, that I panicked. I forgot that it wasn't on a separate layer for a moment. Oh dear. Okay, hold on. I have to redo that then. But yeah, if I do for whatever reason suddenly get an influx of donations and then end up with more requests than I initially anticipated, then we might have to get rougher with the sketches, I think, which would be a bit unfair, I think, to the later donors. Or I could just, stream for longer and see where that takes me. We'll figure it out. But yeah. All right. Let me put this in a folder actually, just for organization. Isn't that so baller? Isn't it so baller that you can just make art just in general? I'm going to do one of my favorite parts. Oh, I can't see the cursor. There we go. I think it could be a bit more saturated maybe. Hold on. Saturation. There we go. All right. Yippee. You're nearly there. And let me just hold up. All right. How rough will this end up looking? We'll have to see. Magic wand tool. work with me here. Oh? Oh? Are we cooking? Fellas, I think we're cooking. Hey, yo. Okay. Give me one fat second. Cooking, hell yeah. um how long do you plan to go for each stream? Good question. I haven't thought through that yet. I was just kind of planning on seeing like how my energy levels are for each stream. Chances are they'll probably be around like 2, maybe 3 hours each. But yeah, we'll see, we'll see. All right, that's settled. Ah, wrong color. This is some terrible graphic design. Guy who clearly does not do graphic design. Eh. Whatever, something like that, sure. I'll take that. All right, and there we have it, folks. Our first sketch. Thank you so much once again, Emma-san, for donating. Yippee! Oh, it's missing something. Hold on. I need the canvas to be whimsical. Whimsical meaning I need it to have a paper texture. Hold up. I need to pull this up. Where's the setting? There it is. Maybe just like that a bit. There we go. You can barely see it, but it makes a world of difference, I promise. To my heart. No, that's too much. Okay, there we go. Wahoo. Alright, let me save that. Okay, baller. Moving on. Next up we have Tetsuya's request. Yippee! Let me pull up the references. Give me just a second. Ba ba ba. Hold up. Actually, before we move on to the next sketch, I am going to go grab some water. Give me just a second. And we're back. Hello. I have warm water now. Yippee. All right, let's move on to the next sketch then. Folder. There we go. Let's see. Let me take a good look at the references first. Give me one fat second. Ooh, this is such a design. Oh, that's so baller. Hold on. Welcome back. Thank you. Let's see. Oh man. Okay. Interesting. Let's see. I'm trying to think of a sort of good angle to kind of capture the 미력. What's 미력? The oh damn it, the English is not coming out of my brain. The appeal, yes. The appeal of this design. Sorry, I don't know why that took me so long. The design makes me shake hell yeah. Hold up. Let me. Okay, there we go. This has got to be one of the designs ever. Hell yeah. Wait, let me draw it on a like further side of the canvas. Oh, it's lagging a bit. It's okay. This is fine. Do you need ideas? I think I'm okay. I think I've got something in my brain to work with. Hell yeah. We're up today, you my beloved. Real. This is a bit of a challenging angle, but I really want to get it like down. Let's see here. Oh dear. Okay. Let me make sure I'm getting the design correct for a moment. Give me a second. Okay, I think we're good. I do apologize in advance for the simplifications, by the way, for more intricate designs. Um, I will still accept requests for, again, intricate designs, especially things with like armor or a lot of jewelry and all that. I will still accept requests, but there's a good chance that they'll be simplified, or I might prefer to draw them in a more simplified style in general. I hope that is okay with everyone. You're doing great. Thank you. I'm good. I'm glad to hear that. I My tongue got confused between I'm glad to hear that and that's good to hear for a moment. One thing I did realize about not caring so much about the small details is that it just makes art so much more enjoyable. Like, yeah, who cares that this will be terrible to try and use like a fill tool later with, it's like, who even cares? As long as you're having a good time with it, isn't that the whole appeal? Now we get to the challenging part. Um, Let me duplicate the layer before I screw something up. Okay. Hmm. Thinking. As much as I do enjoy drawing side profiles, I think I'm still not quite there yet with trying to draw eyes in particular from this angle. A lot of the time it really just ends up being trial and error for me, so it's something I have to work on a bit. Liquify tool. Save me. Save me, liquify tool. YouTube free me? Did something happen? Oh dear. Um, okay, wait. If you got disconnected, it may potentially be a problem on my side. I'm not sure how the connection is. My bad. It's looking great. Thank you. I'm so glad that you think so. Yeah, do let me know if any issues come up. Don't again, I'm working with like a new streaming environment here, so I'm not entirely sure how things are going. Yeah, I couldn't send anything for a solid 5 minutes. Oh dear. Um, that's so weird. Was the stream still running while that was happening, or like does it seem like a YouTube server issue? It's okay. I refreshed the page a few times and it works now. Oh, okay, that's good to hear. Man, I wonder what the issue was. Stream was fine. I just couldn't chat. That is really weird. That is really weird. Okay, interesting. I wonder if it's. Yeah, that doesn't sound like it's a connection issue on my end then, huh? I wonder what the issue was then. I'm glad to know that it's fixed at least though. I just have no rights. Man, YouTube, get it together. Um, yeah, I don't know what's up with you know the thing where it's I don't remember what it was, but it was something about having to build like channel history in order to like post hyperlinks and descriptions or whatever. Um, and I didn't exactly want to just, give them my personal information, like show them my face or whatever, because that was one of the options to get through it, but I didn't want to do that. Um, and so they were like, "Oh, okay, you can just build channel history and you should be able to do that within 2 months." And I was like, "Oh, okay, but it's been over half a year by now and I still can't do anything." It's like, YouTube, what's going on there? Are you telling me that I'm not active enough? Do I have to stream more? Is that what's up? It's still your art too beautiful. You're making me so Kevin. Thank you. I'm glad you like it so far. Um, yeah, do let me know if I'm getting any of the details incorrect. I might be missing things while going through this, so just let me know. All right. Oh yeah, you need a wig. Oh wait, but before I forget, let me let me maybe draw the markings on the face first before again I forget. Oh dear. Okay, I really hope I'm not missing anything. So we have and it goes like that. It looks like. Okay, I hope this is at least somewhat correct. Let me get the mold there before I forget. I wonder what this heart button does. Oh, it shows up as hearts on my end. I can see the support. Thank you so much. It's okay, I'll hang around and let you know if there's anything you might have missed. Got it. Thank you so much. That's so cute. It is really cute. Aw, thank you for the hearts. Yeah, I can just kind of see it in the corner of my eye. And it's like, ah, yes. I feel very appreciated right now. Please let me know if it lags you. It's okay so far, I think. I don't think it makes too much of a difference, so we're good, we're good. I actually really like markings on faces as a character design trait. It makes it kind of like gives an extra tool sort of for you to use as an artist to like express the sort of planes of the face, if that makes sense. It's like you can really see like how, you know, the cheek is here and then it kind of like goes down here, if that makes sense. Like it's easy to use as a tool for expressing depth, I think. This is my new cookie clicker. God, I haven't heard about cookie clicker in ages. Markings on faces. Gotta be one of the character design things ever. Oh, I think I might need to move this up a bit, huh? Um, Something like that, maybe. Let's see. My next favorite trope is claws. Oh god, yeah. Claws are so good. You know the thing some people do sometimes are like say this is a finger, right? Pretend this is a finger and it just kind of like fades from like a humanoid finger into like a claw thing. It's such a character design trait. It's so good. This AU is just me going, how many biases can I fit? That's so real. Sometimes you just gotta get really self-indulgent with character designs. It's good food for the brain, I think. What if I come back with more donations for another headshot? I wouldn't mind at all. The more the merrier. So your art is so good, please. Ah, I'm so glad. I'm so glad that you like it. I honestly just really like making art for other people. It just makes me happy that like something that I made is like bringing joy to someone. I don't know. It's like makes it feel worthwhile, I think. I want to show you more art of my stupid corrupted AU. It's for me. Yeah, I'd be glad to see more art. It's a very cool design. I'll have to find other ways to draw it though, if that makes sense, so that you have some variety up in here. I'm really glad that you like it. Um, let's see. There we go. I do apologize again that these are a bit rough. I've just been observing from the side because I don't know if you're okay with me, but like, nah, you're fine. I'm glad that you donated. Thank you. I hope this is alright. Give me just a second. Took a bit more time than I anticipated, but it's okay. I can just send you my other stuff if you may draw inspiration from it, but demeanor-wise is very Blade HSR core. Oh, much to think about. See, the smart thing to do here is just to draw the design on a flat plane and then mesh tool it or liquefy it in. But unfortunately, I did not have the brain for that 5 minutes ago. Okay, I hope this is something. Is this anything? Ah, sorry. Use the wrong color. There we go. What I've realized also is that just sketching on one layer is so good for my brain. Like, up until some time ago, I would like separate every single thing, right? Like, I would draw the eyes on one layer, I would draw the clothes on another, and then I'd draw the hair on another. But what I realized is that that's more like, it's terrible for my process because it acts as a safety net for me in a way to be like, oh yeah, I can just edit this thing separately. But ultimately the effect is that I just I lose track of the bigger picture. So recently I've been sketching and even just doing whole paintings on one layer, which I think has helped a lot. Did you know I draw everything without the liquefy tool because Fire Alpaca never had it, so I just got used to never using it? That's so real. Clip Studio actually didn't have it up until I think maybe 2 or 3 years ago. It only had the mesh tool and I used it like crazy. And I think ultimately it honestly did it did more harm to my art process, if that makes sense. It encouraged me to not care so much about thinking about proportions in the sketching phase, which is unfortunate. But we're slowly growing out of it, I think. We're making slow progress. All right, that sure is a thing. Let me emphasize that this is black a bit more. Handshake real. It's okay, your art now is still amazing. Use the tools at your disposal. Yeah, that's true. But it's like you gotta use them wisely, If they're ultimately detrimental to your process, I want to unlearn how to use them in ways that are perhaps counterproductive. There we go. Let's see. Hold on, let me double check if the ears are like normal human ears. um, okay, yes, we're fine. We're Gucci. All right. It's hair time. Let's see. Let me like look really closely at the references. I want to kind of make sure I get the silhouette right here. The thing with hairstyles, really, like drawing hair, is that I've realized silhouettes are super, super important. And like that's true for all elements of art, really. Silhouettes are just very important, especially for characters. But instead of focusing on like how to chunk individual bits of the hair, like I don't know, the bangs or like whatever, just focusing on the general silhouette that it creates ultimately, I think, is a better way for me to think about it. It's helped in my progress, at least. Sorry, let me drink a bit more water. I do apologize if my voice sounds a bit tired or hoarse maybe. Again, I I was up until some ungodly hour last night and I was on call the whole time, so um I've been told that the hair is always different based on which artist draws it. Yeah, that's understandable. I hope you don't mind if I just do my own take on what the silhouette looks like. I do get the general gist of it, I think, though. So hopefully we'll get somewhere. Feel free. Got it. Thank you. Let me look with my eyes again. Good day. Hi, Mahina. Thank you. It's been a while. How have you been? We're doing a charity stream. Baby's first charity stream. um, but yeah, we're just doodling. It's chill. It's slow paced, but we're going. Freebie. Oh no. Oh, did YouTube disconnect you again? Oh dear. Hold on, sorry. I'm looking really closely at the references right now. I do apologize for the slow progress right now. Let's see. The hair is free game since even in real life this hairstyle would change based off how he decides to style it that day. It's a mix of a wolf cut and a mullet to be fair. I see. Okay, interesting. Yeah, no, I was thinking like this part is very wolf cut core with like the layers going on here. So we'll see how it goes. A lot of the hair drawing process is just kind of like piecing it together, like piecing the silhouette together until it kind of looks like it, I think. So trial and error, we'll get there. YouTube keeps giving me an error. That's so weird. Yeah, I wonder if it's a server thing. That's really strange. I hope they fix it soon. It could also very well be an issue from my end though, because from the beginning of the stream, I've actually had this kind of banner thing that's told me like the bit rate is lower than ideal. So yeah, I mean, could also be my fault, but well, not my fault necessarily, but could be a problem on my end of the technicalities. Be free, draw him how you want. I always tell everyone who draws me, treat me like your little Hatsune Miku, make me fit your style. That's so real, honestly. Although I will say though, the last time I drew your Sona, I did very much get like a specific vibe from the references that you had, and I was very, very insistent on capturing the vibe that I like got from them, if that makes sense. Um, and like I kind of struggled a bit, honestly, to do that in my style, because it's not really an aesthetic that I usually work with. Um, but I'm glad that I managed to kind of like put the image I had in my brain onto canvas in the end. Well, not canvas, but digital canvas, I suppose. You captured the vibe so well. I still love that art so much. Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you so much. I just haven't had a good chance to use it again. Yeah, that's real. Understandable. Hey, I'm very glad that you like it though. uh, Hello, I'm late. Hi, Aspirin. No worries. We're still going. We'll probably be here for a while. I'm not sure if I'll manage to get to the third headshot within today. We'll see. But definitely, I will not be ending the stream until I finish this one. So I'll be here for a while. Is that a character from a game? No, it isn't. Right, for those who are new here, I introduced this at the beginning of the stream, but this is a charity stream. You can donate to St. Jude's through the link in the description. And if you donate anything above $5 US, you can request any character that you want me to draw, and I'll draw it live here on stream. Do note, however, that for the time being, I'm avoiding fan art, so I'm only allowing original characters. Mainly because I don't exactly know what the regulations are surrounding that for this particular project. That might change within the next like two streams, the following two streams that are also part of this series. But I will update if that does happen. Yeah. Yippee. But yeah, you can find more information in the description below. I always love saying the description below. It makes me feel like a YouTuber, which I guess I technically am to some extent, but like, you know what I mean? It's just really funny. I don't know. It's like when people say hey chat, you know what I mean? I don't know. I think in my brain to myself, I'm not exactly a streamer. I'm not really like a quote unquote video format content creator. Like in my brain, my main thing is just guy who draws and sings once in a blue moon and then disappears off the face of the earth. um it's me. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to end. So yes, I am currently drawing Tetsuya's character because he sent in a donation and their request was his character. Yippee. Like and subscribe. I don't think I've ever said that before, but it'd be really funny to do so. Sorry, I forget that a lot of people don't use dot 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 in regular sentences. So people think I sound upset, but I swear I'm not. Oh no, I do that a lot. It like I kind of it started off as like a thing I did, and then I grew out of it at some point, and then it just returned all of a sudden one day, which is really weird. I don't exactly know where I got it from again, but yeah, you're fine. It's okay. You got it across. Okay. Um, there's something funny going on with the banks here, and I'm not entirely sure what it is. Let me look at the references again. um. I see. Okay. Something like that, maybe. Um. Okay, I think we have something for the silhouette. I don't know how I feel about the back here, but we're getting somewhere. Oh, wait, that looks better. Okay, well, we got to somewhere, I think. I use the comma 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 because it's not the same without the awkward pauses. That is extremely real. Sometimes like instead of typing anything, I just type a bunch of spaces. So there's like physical space between one word and the other to like express that awkward pause. It's kind of funny. Let's see. Okay, we're cooking, fellas. We're cooking. Are we though? No, we're cooking. We're fine. Oh dear, I'm struggling. No, we're not. We're not struggling. We're bawling so hard right now. We're not struggling. I can't say that. You gotta tell yourself that you're not struggling until you really are. Something, something, fake it till you make it, however the saying goes. um, Also, Tsutai, I totally did not just send you some of my favorite arts that aren't in the rough drive. Gotcha. I will check this out later. Yeah, no. I'm happy that you're sharing them. This is a very, very baller character design. I do apologize again if I sound tired or enthusiastic. It's because I was awake until an ungodly hour, and also because my brain is very empty when I draw. Well, it's not very empty, but it's full of things that aren't conversation. Let's see. You'll see what I mean by people always draw it differently, and it's honestly fun at this point. Yeah, that's so real. It's part of the chaos. Handshake emoji. Guys, be drawing. Hold on. Let me do this maybe. How do we feel about that? I see now. The head was a bit too big to begin with. Let me think. Let me do a bit of digital art magic. It's okay, you're locked in. Yeah, I'm locked in. It could just be me that description links aren't working. Yes. You would have to copy paste them. YouTube nerfed me and they were like, oh yeah, you gotta be more active. You gotta be more active to use hyperlinks in your descriptions. So you just have to manually copy paste them, I fear. I do know that there might be an issue with that. If you are on mobile where like they just don't straight up don't show the full link. So if you can't copy paste, you can see the information on my Twitter as well. I hope that helps. Do let me know if there's any other info that you need. Yeah, it is tragic. It's really weird too because they promised me. Well, they didn't promise me. They were like, oh yeah, you'll get the rights to do that if your channel is like active for 2 months. But it's been I think over half a year by now since I was told that by the system, and I still have not gotten my rights. So I don't really know what's going on there. But we'll see. Maybe it'll solve itself. If it doesn't, then well, I am stuck with needing my listeners to copy paste links for the rest of eternity. Let me look at the character references again. Okay, I see. There's streaks, right? How do I make this look not messy? Oh well, we'll figure it out. Shout out hatching. Hatching is really therapeutic, I think. It's one of the few things I like when doing sketching. It's like you can kind of just empty your brain sort of when doing it. Oh dear. Oh my god, I just realized how long I haven't been talking. Been locked in, locked in. Oh dear. Let's see. How's that looking? I don't think that's half bad, right? You just need to kind of clean up what's under later on, but I think I'm pretty happy with this so far. I actually went to a concert, I think 2 or so days ago. How I ended up there was I had an acquaintance actually, who was initially going to go with their other friend. But apparently that friend had something suddenly come up, so they just ended up having an extra ticket. And that artist just happened to be an artist that I also knew, so like I ended up going with that person. And by some god, like I don't know, some miracle, we managed to get front row seats. It was bizarre. We thought we were the second row when we looked at the tickets, but then we got into the not the stadium, but like the kaijo, the place where the concert was being held, and we were matching the numbers on the tickets to the seats, and we were like, hey, wait a minute, where's the front row? But yeah, so managed to get to watch it up like really close, which is like, I felt kind of bad because it's like, is it okay that I'm here for free? But I had a good time. I had a really good time. It looks so good. Thank you. I'm glad. Hold up. Where was I? Oh yes. Okay. I've noticed also, especially for drawing like stylized hair, using inorganic forms, so things like sharp angles like this, really help shape the silhouette in interesting ways. It's something that I've been incorporating into a lot of my character art lately, and I don't know, I personally like it as a method of stylization. All right, are we about done? I think I'm missing something. Hold on, let me try and figure it out. I look back and this looks so good, my boy. It's you. I'm almost about done. I think I just need to clean up the sketch a bit. Your crops are watered. I'm glad. Give me just a second. I'm trying to figure out. Are you missing anything? Oh wait, that's a bit. Okay, maybe. Yeah, let me know if I'm missing anything. I don't think I catch anything I've missed in particular, but I could very much be wrong. Let's see. I'm coming back for more, just you wait. I'm waiting. It's okay. I'll be here for the next week with my next 2 streams, so take your time. Hold on, I'm trying to figure out how I feel about that. I think it looks better, maybe. I just need to like shift it a bit, maybe. Something like actually, I don't know. Oh, much to think about. I could throw another $5 in to make it a nice $30 total. Hell yeah. I love the hair and the expression. Thank you. I'm so glad. Also, I just noticed that I think there's an additional donation. Am I wrong? Hold on. Let me double check over on my end. Give me 1 second. Sorry, I'm having trouble keeping up with new donations because again I don't know how alerts work, so I just have to kind of look back at the numbers manually every once in a while. My bad. Hold on, give me 1 second. Donation from Aspirin, thank you so much. I don't see a comment over on Tiltify, so if you do want me to draw something for you, please let me know. Oh, okay, that's good to know. Right. Don't worry about it, really? Okay. Thank you so much for donating then. I appreciate it a lot. Let's see. Where was I? I was doing something. Oh, right. Okay. I think the jawline is bothering me a bit. Hold on. Uh, I mean, I am a box of aspirin, so there isn't really much to draw. I could draw a box of aspirin if you so wish. Would you like me to? Okay, we're getting into the territory of editing where I think I'm going to screw up something if I use the transform tool too much. So I'm just gonna stop right there and then kind of like. Sure. Okay, hold on. I will get to that next then. I won't go in order. Just because a box of aspirin will take me like what, 5 minutes maybe at most. Oh, that is a huge eraser. Hold on. I did not mean to do that. Okay. Um Ah, I just noticed that the clothes are supposed to be black. Hold on, let me do some rough hatching. For all your aches and pains and heart attacks. Ah, yes. Let me just like hold this, merge selected layers, paste. Hold on. Do a bit of that. Okay, and now we have something easier to work with, I think. I'd like to hope. Oh dear. There's a point in hatching where it ends up feeling a bit more like painting. This area in particular felt kind of like painting. You can kind of see the depth here and here. But yeah. Let's not get too carried away with that. Oh, I can't see my cursor. Ah, there it is. Okay. All right. How hard are we balling? Let's see. Balling so hard. Hell yeah. Let me like. There's something about the eye that's bothering me a bit, but I can't really put my finger on it. I think it's a bit too far back. Just anything. Actually, no, let's not touch that. Okay. Ooh. This is difficult to work around. Oh, but I'm not mad at it. Okay. All right, I think we've got something. There we go. Oh, hold on. I forgot. I forgot to base it. Let's see how hard we can ball this time with the wand tool. We do this. Oh, that's not entirely terrible. I'm not mad at that. Alright. Just gotta do a bit of manual coloring, but it's okay. Yeah, I'm not mad at this at all. The tone I said that in made it sound like I was mad, but I promise I'm not. There we go. Trying to think with my brain really hard right now. I think we could do with a tiny bit of color. I'll just change it up later. Let me pull out this brush. Ah, flipping. My beloved. What other parts of the design were green? Let me check. Eyes, right. Ah, this thing. Luminosity down. Oh, hold up. Eyes, yeah, and a bit of the scarf, but the scarf is kind of translucent. Ah, I see. Well, it looks amazing with the pop of color. I'm glad. A part of me wants to make the line art darker. Hold on, let me just like... Is this anything? I think that looks better. Okay, I'm going to keep it like that. Me coming at you with another donation? Hell yeah. It will be a bit later on. I will try to get to the other people's donations first. I hope that's okay. But thank you so much. I appreciate it a lot. Ooh, hold on. Ah, I see what's bothering me now. Hold up. Ah, I can't use liquify. Do I merge the layers? Dilemma of the century. Yeah, why not? Okay. Oh, don't worry, I do mine like after. There's 2 more before my next one, so feel free to just do it in order or whatever. Gotcha. Thank you so much. Did that fix anything? Did that make it better or worse? Hold on, sorry. After I get after I get my phone to get another dono, if it cooperate, I hope it works out. Yeah, I do apologize if there are any issues. I don't really know how to navigate my way around Tiltify specifically yet. It's my first time using it, so do let me know if there's anything I can do on my end to help. All right, saving the file. Woohoo! There is our second request done. Let me move it a bit to be more compact. All right. I should give this one a bit of color too. Takes like maybe 5 seconds. All right, there we go. And we have our 2 sketches for today. Yippee! It looks so good. Thank you. Thank you for donating. I'm floored with how good these look. Oh, I'm so glad. I think I will be ending the stream around here for today. So that leaves me with how many more donations? Give me a second just to double check. Yeah, right, okay. I will get to the next two donations, so that would be Aspirin and Shiruva, in the next stream, which is, let me double check. That would be the 23rd of May, starting 3 p.m. JST, so Japan Standard Time. I don't know how time zones will work out in terms of that. But yeah, hopefully it'll be all right. I'll donate one more later. Thank you. I'm glad. Yeah. All right. Well, I guess I will be ending the stream there then. Thank you guys so much for dropping by, and thank you for those who donated. I hope to see you guys soon. All right. Soon being the 23rd. All right. I'll see you guys then. Bye-bye.